Hi, Geminis. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a general reading. Today, I'm going to ask my spirit guides for any messages that they want to share with you in any area of your life, things to think about. This was a viewer's request that I do a little bit more with general readings. So I like that idea. So let me know if you enjoy this reading, if you feel like it's a little personal reading or you feel like it's spot on to things that you're thinking about in your life right now. Comment below. But welcome to my sun, moon, rising, and Venus. I appreciate you being here. And let's call in our spirit guides now and see what these messages are for you today. Spirit, I ask that you share with me loving guided messages. What is it that you want us to know? What is it that you need us to hear, think about at this time in our life? I am listening for you now. Hibernation and regeneration. Time to rest, okay? Time to repair something. There's a part of you that you could just be exhausted, exhausted from life. Sometimes it's, I haven't stopped working since I was 15 years old, or, I literally work, 12 hours a day, and then I go home and I cook and clean and do laundry. And, I basically work around the clock. So some of you, it's very, very hard, and you need to rejuvenate. You need to repair and do some healing energy. So take that time if you can. Affirmation for acceptance. And I love that she's reading a book on fate. That in the rolling the dice, I like the rolling the dice. This feeling of I'm not in control. This feeling of surrendering to I'm going to allow spirit to show me the way, or I'm going to allow spirit to hold my hand in some of the decisions that I'm making. And I'm going to say this feeling of trusting, and I know you do, but maybe trusting a little bit more in divine guidance or just fate, just as a general feeling like I'm just going to let it unfold the way it's supposed to, my life unfold the way it's supposed to. I have joy and delight. I'm bringing more. This looks like simple joy. I mean, it's a cartwheel. It's playing, the animals. It's a picnic. It's being outside. It's simple. I don't know. Maybe it's a simpler life. Maybe it's less on our plate. Maybe it's saying no to things that overwhelm us or stress us out, or allowing someone else to take the lead for once and take the responsibility on, and not always be the one that has to do everything for everyone. Spirit, please share with me a simpler life. I have a 6 of Swords. I have a King of Cups. I have a 6 of Wands. And I have a 2 of Pentacles. The 2 of Pentacles came into me as I choose. There, you can see this kind of seesaw energy here, and his feet are almost in the middle. And there's this balancing kind of act going on. It's like if I keep my feet firmly in the middle, I'm almost balanced with this kind of back and forth energy. But yeah, I have to make decisions on an ongoing basis, but they don't have to be so extreme. They don't have to be so I'm either up or I'm either down. And maybe Spirit's bringing you more balance. It's Spirit's way of saying, through some little decisions, some little changes, I create more balance. The one thing I did like was this feeling of, the more I realize that I spend time with myself and I love myself, the happier I am. I'm surrounding myself with people who support me. I'm surrounding myself with people who acknowledge either my worth or my success or happy for me. So I feel like this is a very supportive, loving energy. And it starts with you at home. It starts with you taking care of yourself first and loving yourself first, which sometimes is a hard thing to do when you're pulled in 1,000 different directions. This feels like I have to move on from something or someone that consumes my thoughts. I want to say it that way. It could be that repeat record in my head. It could be an event. It could be a person that, for whatever reason, they sneak into my mind over and over again, and they just take too much of my mind space. And I've got to figure out a way to switch my mind from this to this. And because I need more of this balance. So right now I feel like you're learning. There's a sense of I'm learning. I'm trying to figure out, right? Learning to find a simpler life. And Spirit's trying to help you. You know, it's kind of like every day I try a little bit harder to release. Every day I try a little harder to surrender. I have the World. They're ready to start you on something new. This is a new cycle. They want to break this. They're trying to break this cycle of thought. Okay. So you have some kind of repeat pattern going on in your head. It could be a worry. It could be a fear. It could just be thoughts of somebody in particular that you want to get out of your head once and for all. So that is probably what's going on. But this is a new cycle. And I'm just going to say, you know, a new cycle begins. And that's a great way to look at it. You know, it's kind of like, oh, it's a new year. You know what? It's going to be a great year. It's going to be, you know, I have all these New Year's resolutions, or I have all these hopes for the new year, something like that. But it's a new cycle for sure. I have a Queen of Cups. I have a Queen of Pentacles. And I have a Page of Cups. This is the learning. This is the learning to love myself. This is the learning to love new things. Look at he's learning how to paint. Okay. And maybe that's something new. You know, I want to try something new. I want to try a hobby. I want to learn a new craft. I want to take a class. I want to learn. I've always wanted to start yoga, you know, whatever it is. I loved this queen, these two queens coming in kind of back to back, because it was almost a sense, not that you have to prove to anybody, but it was a sense of proving to yourself that you're a queen, that I am loving, I am confident, I am independent, I am good at what I do. I do have the ability to create abundance for myself. I do have the ability to, it looks like she's got a big box of pentacles over here, big box of coins that the cat is playing in. So I have savings, I have a home, I have abundance, you know. So this queen is just completely confident of where they're going, or where she's going, or he's going in this new cycle. I'm just ready. You know, I prepared myself for this new cycle, this new journey. And it could be the next stage in your life. It could be anything from my kids are grown and going off to college, so I'm an empty nester, to I am going out on my own. It could be I just came out of a divorce and I'm independent again, and I've got to start over again. So I'm working through that. But it's the next phase. It's a next phase of your life ready to begin. And it's probably going to be a very big phase. It's probably going to be something that, you know, it's a big phase of your life, and it could last years. It could be a new relationship. It could be Something amazing. Let's see. I've been impatient. It takes time to build an empire. Your desire for instant results can hinder your ability to make good decisions. Going back to that Two of Pentacles where he was balancing and making small just decisions. We're not making huge decisions right now. We're making small changes to shift our energy and shift our mind just a little bit from something that's consuming our mind to something that brings us more confidence. And maybe it's taking a long time to change. All I can say is it would be, you have a big goal in your life. I want to lose a lot of weight, and it takes you 2 years to lose the weight to get to where you are. I want to give up drinking. Okay, well, that's a lifetime choice. So that takes a lot of effort, so it could be a big personal change, and it's not going to happen overnight. And that's what they're saying. It's these types of changes take little thoughts every day, and you have to be patient. Entitlement. Why do you believe that you deserve benefits and privileges that you haven't earned or worked for? I don't feel like you're entitled, but I feel like there's a lot of us that just want more. And I think that that's something that everybody does. I wouldn't say entitled, but just remember that God gives you everything you need and not necessarily everything that you want. Eventually, you'll get what you want in time, in divine timing, but it's really hard to wrap your head around. But I do have everything I need, and be grateful for that, because we live in a materialistic society, and we all want more. And so it's not necessarily entitlement as much as I just want a better life. And you do have the opportunity for all of those things. But at this point, you have everything you need. And that's what you need to take a look at today. I have reckless. Uncontrolled spending habits and impulsive purchases are making your financial journey harder than it has to be. So am I not achieving something because of choices I'm making? Am I in debt because I use my credit cards? Am I in debt because I go out to eat all the time instead of cooking at home? So decisions, bottom of the deck. Your reading is all about little decisions. The first step to achieving your dreams is committing to making them a reality. So what is it that you're trying to achieve? And then how do I get there? And I make little choices. There's this sense of people think that they have to change their life like significantly in order to change. That's not how to get to where you want to get to. It's little choices and decisions each day. And that is when you start to see the results. You don't see the results right away. And that's what's hard. You got to kind of look at it as it's an investment in time. And you've got to realize that it's not the one day, it's not the 1 week, it's not the 1 month. It's those decisions over a period of time, week after week, month after month, that add up. And then all of a sudden you start to see the changes. You start to see the difference. You start to see that what you were trying to work towards and achieve is starting to get closer and closer to you. Okay. So I guess your reading today and your guidance today is little choices, little decisions help you, to achieve your dreams, basically. But maybe you're trying to do it all at once, or you're trying to get your arms around too many things all at once, as opposed to breaking it down into little pieces. I have an 8 of Swords. Something is holding you back. Sometimes when we're trying to do too many things, we become paralyzed. And that maybe is what's consuming your mind, that I feel like I can't even get anything done. I'm so overwhelmed. I can't get anything done because I'm trying to do too many things. So maybe there's something that is taking up too much mind space, is really what I had felt. So they want you to work on that. I have a 10 of Swords. Let something go that isn't serving you so that you can prepare for this change. I have a King of Pentacles. They want to bring you more abundance. They want to make it easier for you. And I have a Queen of Swords. The decisions are yours. It's all about decisions. I'm going to say, don't be hard on yourself, they're saying. It's a little bit of break it down into little pieces. It's a little bit of every day I wake up and I decide, you know, like what it is that I need to do and where do I put my time and where do I put my effort. But I have like an overall big plan of where I'm headed. So that's important. Spirit, can I have some messages of guidance, please? Little decisions. Yeah, it's not this one big, it's not like one day you say, I'm doing this, and then your life changes. It's, you want to make a big change in your life. You want to make a significant change in your life. You got to do it over and over and over again. Every day. Give yourself some credit for how far you've come. Yeah, they're saying don't beat yourself up. You know, if you're not where you want to be, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get there. It just means that you're still working. We're all still working. You know, it's always a work in progress. It's always a, I'm going to keep trying. I'm not ever going to give up on myself. I'm going to believe in divine guidance and fate. At the same time, I'm going to surrender to, I can't control everything. There's still time to change the road you're on. It's never too late. Yeah, they're trying to help you with the change that you have on your mind. Okay, they're trying to share with you that you can have that. You can do those things, but you've got to break it down into littler pieces instead of just like this big blanket thought. You've got to, you know, have a plan of action. You know, how am I going to do this? Learn how to honor and treat your body well. Okay. So I want to have a healthier body. How do I do that? I do it one day at a time with little decisions. Okay. Something like that. And let go. I mean, really let go. There's something better on the horizon. Whatever is holding this mind space that I kept feeling today, that isn't serving you any longer, that is what they want you to let go. They want you to focus on you. They want you to focus on where you're going, where you're headed. So let's put this out into the universe and ask Spirit to help you make these decisions so that these things that you're hoping for and wishing for come into your life easier. And you get closer and closer to them, Spirit just said. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. If you're new to my channel, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you always for your kind words. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, please go to my website, KathyMamolen.com. I also have 2 other channels here on YouTube. I have a Pick a Card channel and a Twin Flame Soulmate channel. You may enjoy those readings as well. And I'll put the links in the description so you can take a ride over there. I hope you enjoyed your messages from Spirit today, and we'll see you again real soon.